Breakdown of the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, Chapter 1, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. Most people think real change requires dramatic, overnight action. That's exactly why they fail. True transformation comes from small, consistent actions. James Clear calls them atomic habits. Tiny choices, repeated over time, compound into massive results. Every day, your decisions stack wins or losses. One burger won't make you unhealthy. One workout won't make you fit. But repeated actions determine your life. Just like money, habits compound. Improve 1% daily, and you're 37 times better by year's end. Slip 1% daily, and you'll end up stuck before you realize it. The problem isn't goals, it's systems. Goals give direction, but systems keep you moving. Life is like an investment portfolio. Every action is a deposit in your health, mindset, relationships, or career. Habits are either working for you or against you. There's no neutral ground. The key is to start small. Start now. 10 minutes a day, one call, one push-up, one page. Small wins trigger momentum. Habits are invisible at first, and results are delayed. The plateau of latent potential explains why progress feels slow, but consistent effort under the surface compounds until breakthrough. Finally, atomic habits are about identity change. Don't aim to quit smoking. Aim to be not a smoker. Don't just change what you do, change who you are. Every action casts a vote for the person you're becoming. Success isn't a leap. It's the sum of tiny invisible steps. Takeaway: forget radical transformation. Focus on quiet, disciplined consistency. Small habits aren't small. They are everything. Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity. Real change isn't about effort or motivation. It's about identity. The story you tell yourself dictates every choice you make. People fail because they try to change behavior without changing who they believe they are. You can't outwork your identity. Habits and identity feed each other. Every action is a vote for the person you want to become. Small wins, showing up for a workout, making one clean choice, or taking a deep breath before reacting, reinforce the identity you're building. Identity isn't discovered. It's built, brick by brick, through consistent action. Focusing on goals alone is a trap. You don't want to lose 20 pounds. You want to be the kind of person who takes care of their body. You don't want to make more money. You want to be disciplined and strategic. Every habit, no matter how small, is proof that you're trustworthy to yourself, stacking credibility with your subconscious. Bad habits work the same way. Each missed workout, every procrastinated task, every start tomorrow reinforces a negative identity. The solution is to create a new, compelling identity and cast more votes for it than against it. Act like the person you want to be, one small action at a time. Acting it until you become it is far more powerful than faking it. Takeaway: habits aren't just what you do, they're how you prove who you are. Build your identity deliberately, and your habits will follow naturally. Every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. This chapter is about the how. The system behind habits. Most people fail not from lack of effort, but because they rely on motivation, which is unstable. James Clear breaks habits into a simple loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. 1. Cue and trigger. Every habit starts with a signal. It could be a sight, sound, feeling, or thought. Success comes from controlling cues. Make good ones obvious, bad ones invisible. Set visual reminders, change your environment, and remove triggers for unwanted habits. 2. Craving, desire. You don't crave the habit itself, you crave the outcome or feeling. Want to build a habit? Make it attractive by linking it to pleasure. Hate running? Start with a walk in the sun, or listen to your favorite podcast at the gym. Bad habits lose power when you make them unattractive by highlighting their true cost. 3. Response, action. This is the behavior itself. Friction determines whether it happens. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Start tiny, 1 page, 1 push-up, 1 minute, so resistance is low. Systems make the right actions automatic, while motivation fades. 4. Reward, payoff. Every behavior has a reward. Good habits often pay off later, which makes them feel distant. Make them satisfying now and track progress, celebrate small wins, and give your brain instant proof of success. Bad habits feel good now but cost later. Flip the equation to your advantage. Flipping these 4 laws works for breaking bad habits. Make cues invisible, cravings unattractive, responses difficult, and rewards unsatisfying. Takeaway. Discipline isn't about willpower, it's about smart systems. Your environment either pushes you forward or pulls you back. Apply the 4 steps, obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying, to one habit at a time, stack wins, and momentum becomes unstoppable. Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't Look Right. The Role of Awareness in Change. Change starts with awareness. You can't fix what you don't see. Most of us operate on autopilot, repeating the same routines without noticing them. Habits free mental energy, but they can also blind you to your own patterns. Before you can build better habits, you must see your current ones clearly. The brain automates behavior for efficiency, good or bad. That's why most people feel stuck. It's not laziness, it's autopilot. Awareness is the gap where control begins. James Clear introduces the habit scorecard. List your daily habits and mark them positive, negative, or neutral. It's simple but brutally honest. Once you see your habits, you can change them. Self-awareness isn't mystical, it's honesty. Admit where you waste time, avoid discipline, or fail to act. Motivation is temporary. Awareness changes behavior permanently. When you notice a habit forming, you create a moment of choice, the space to respond differently. That gap is power. The nurse in the story noticed subtle patterns instinctively. That's mastery through awareness. You can train yourself to see your own patterns, slipping energy, creeping distraction, fading discipline, before they dictate your actions. Habits constantly send messages about your identity. Awareness lets you listen and respond consciously. Practical steps. 1. Track one area of life without judgment. 2. Name your habits to expose them. 3. Use a habit scorecard to map routines. 4. Watch for cues, boredom, stress, time, people. Takeaway. Awareness is the foundation of all change. Without it, you're blind. With it, you gain control. Once you notice your habits, autopilot stops and transformation begins. Chapter 5. The best way to start a new habit. Most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they never start. Willpower is weak and inconsistent. What actually works is clarity and structure. James Clear calls it implementation intention. I call it the no excuses formula. When X happens, I will do Y. When X happens, I will do Y. Pair a new habit with something that already exists in your life. For example, when I pour my morning coffee, I'll write my top 3 goals. When I put my plate in the sink, I'll brush my teeth. When I close my laptop, I'll set out my gym clothes. Specificity kills excuses. I'll work out this week is vague. I'll train at 7 a.m. at the gym for 45 minutes is commitment. Success isn't about discipline. It's about making starting effortless. Here's the key. Small, obvious actions beat big, intimidating goals. Want to start running? Don't think miles. Put your shoes on. Momentum beats motivation. James Clear's habit stacking takes this further. Attach new habits to existing ones. For example, after brushing teeth, meditate for 1 minute. After making your bed, 10 push-ups. Consistency beats intensity. The 2-minute rule works. Any habit that takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Once you start, your brain wants to keep going. Your environment shapes behavior. Make good habits obvious, bad habits invisible. Gym bag in the car, book on your nightstand, junk food out of sight. Visual cues trigger action. If you don't see it, it won't happen. Remove friction for habits you want, add friction for ones you don't. Bottom line, habits succeed not because of effort or motivation, but because they're engineered into your life. Anchor them, simplify the start, and let time compound your efforts. Clarity and structure make the first step inevitable, and once you start, momentum carries you. Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. You don't rise to the level of your motivation, you fall to the level of your environment. Motivation is fleeting. It's like caffeine, a temporary spike that crashes fast. Long-term success comes from designing surroundings that make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Example: 2 people trying to eat healthy. One's kitchen is full of junk food, the other has fruit and prepped meals ready. Who needs more willpower? The first. Not because the second is more disciplined. Their environment is working for them. Our behaviors are triggered by cues around us. Sights, sounds, objects, even other people. The environment is the invisible hand shaping human behavior. Set it up correctly, and your habits run automatically. Messy, chaotic spaces make self-control harder. Clean, organized spaces make good habits obvious. Practical steps to harness your environment. 1. Make good habits obvious. Keep books, water, or gym gear in plain sight. 2. Make bad habits invisible. Remove junk food. Hide the TV remote. Log out of social media. 3. Use context strategically. Assign spaces for specific behaviors. Gym for training, office for work, bedroom for sleep. This strengthens mental associations. Environment doesn't just affect behavior, it shapes identity. A clean, organized space fosters focus and intentionality. Chaos breeds distraction and low performance. You can't consistently outperform a misaligned environment. Changing surroundings can be transformative. A new city, gym, or social circle can naturally shift habits and mindset. The key takeaway: don't rely on motivation. Redesign your environment. Make the right actions easier and frictionless. And success becomes the default setting. Motivation fades, but environment endures. Chapter 7. The secret to self-control. Self-control is overrated. The strongest people don't fight temptation constantly. They avoid it. True discipline comes not from willpower, but from designing your environment so that bad habits and triggers don't appear in the first place. Fighting temptation is a short-term, energy-draining strategy. The more you resist, the more your brain tires. The smarter approach is to remove the need to resist. Don't keep junk food, apps, or distractions where you can see them. Prep your meals, block attention-draining websites, and create spaces aligned with your goals. Key ideas: control the cues, not the cravings. Behaviors triggered by environmental signals. Remove the trigger, remove the struggle. 2. Replace the reward. Don't just resist. Habits fulfill a need: comfort, distraction, stress relief. Find healthier ways to get the same benefit. Example: scrolling to escape, go for a walk. Snacking for comfort, drink tea or talk to someone. 3. Awareness is essential. Which triggers make your worst self appear and redesign around them. 4. Environment over effort. Structure your world to make good habits automatic. Remove temptations to make the right choice easy. The takeaway: you don't need more willpower. You need smarter systems. When your environment, habits, and identity all align, self-control isn't required. You naturally act in alignment with your goals. Discipline isn't brute force. It's strategic design. Chapter 8. The secret to making habits. Irresistible discipline alone isn't enough. Desire drives behavior. Your brain is motivated by anticipation, not the reward itself. That's why scrolling social media or binge watching feels addictive. The brain craves the what's next moment. To build lasting habits, you need to make them irresistible. Key concepts. 1. Temptation bundling pair. A habit you need to do with something you want to do. Example: only watch Netflix while on the treadmill, or enjoy your favorite coffee while tackling unpleasant tasks. You're linking pleasure to discipline. 2. Desire beats knowledge. Knowing isn't enough. Action comes from craving. If you focus on what excites you about a habit, playlists while running, post-workout coffee, pride and achievement, it becomes easier to stick with it. 3. Dopamine loops. Dopamine spikes before a reward, not after. Design cues that trigger anticipation for good habits and remove cues for bad ones. Example: keep protein shakes ready in the kitchen to make mornings automatically trigger energy and fitness. 4. Attraction and identity. Reframe habits as part of your identity. I'm the kind of person who takes pride in order instead of I have to clean. Surround yourself with people and environments that reflect the habits you want. Social influence makes them more desirable. Practical steps to make habits irresistible. 1. Link the habit with something enjoyable. Temptation bundling. 2. Reframe the habit as a reflection of your identity. 3. Build anticipation into the process. 4. Use social influence to normalize the behavior. Design your environment to make cues for good habits obvious and cues for bad habits invisible. Takeaway: motivation comes from desire, not discipline. When you make habits attractive, you stop forcing consistency. You naturally crave the process, enjoy the ritual, and align action with identity. Habits become automatic because you actually want them. Takeaway: motivation comes from desire, not discipline. When you make habits attractive, you stop forcing consistency. You naturally crave the process, enjoy the ritual, and align action with identity. Habits become automatic because you actually want them. Chapter 9. How to make a habit easy. Success isn't about working harder. It's about reducing friction and making good habits easy to start. Humans naturally follow the path of least resistance. So the smarter approach is to design convenience into your routines rather than rely on discipline. Key concepts. Make it easy to start. Don't overthink or overplan. Start small. 10 push-ups, 1 paragraph, or 1 page of reading. Momentum matters more than perfection. 2. The 2-minute rule. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. Focus on becoming the type of person who does the habit, not the end result. Example: put on running shoes, open your notebook, or cut 1 fruit. Once you start, momentum takes over. 3. Focus on reps, not results. Repetition builds identity and skill. Quantity beats perfection. Consistent small actions create mastery over time. 4. Reduce friction. Remove obstacles that make good habits harder. Pack your gym bag, prep meals, or leave instruments ready to play. Let your environment pull you toward your goals. 5. Increase friction for bad habits. Make unhealthy or time-wasting behaviors harder. Log out of apps, delete junk food delivery apps, or move distractions out of reach. The easiest choice should always be the right one. 6. Automate good decisions. Take decision-making out of the equation. Recurring savings transfers, scheduled workouts, reminders, or subscriptions. Automation ensures consistency and compounds results over time. 7. Standardize before you optimize. Build consistency first, then optimize. Showing up daily matters more than perfect execution. Systems come before fine-tuning. 8. Systems over goals. Goals are outcomes. Systems are processes. Focusing on your daily habits and routines makes results inevitable. Example: show up to train, consistently reach out to clients, or practice a skill daily. The system compounds the results. Takeaway: make good habits easy and bad habits hard. By reducing friction, automating smart choices, and standardizing your routines, you remove reliance on willpower. Success becomes default, and small, consistent wins build unstoppable momentum over time. Chapter 10. How to stay consistent. Building habits is one thing. Staying consistent is where most people fail. Motivation fades. Life gets busy, and progress feels slow. The difference between amateurs and pros isn't intensity. It's consistency over time. Strategies. 1. Focus on showing up. Not perfection. Don't aim for flawless execution. Keep showing up, even on low-energy days. Consistency is built through repeated effort, not perfect performance. 2. The never miss twice rule. Everyone slips occasionally. Allow a single failure, but never let it become a pattern. Missing 2 in a row forms the habit of skipping. Correct it immediately. Use habit tracking. Visual progress reinforces identity and momentum. Each checkmark becomes a mini reward, keeping the streak alive. Don't break the chain. 4. Measure backward, not forward. Compare yourself to where you were, not where you want to be. Recognizing progress, however small, builds confidence and motivation. Use accountability. Share goals publicly, enlist a partner, or make social contracts. Accountability turns private effort into public responsibility, dramatically increasing adherence. 6. Redefine boredom. Habits aren't always exciting. Success comes from repeating fundamentals, even when it feels dull. Mastery lives in repetition, not novelty. 7. Forgive the process. Setbacks happen. Injuries, stress, or burnout. Momentum isn't lost unless you give up. Restarting reinforces resilience and control. 8. Make habits normal. The ultimate goal is for habits to become automatic and identity-based. When habits feel normal, they require no force. They just happen. Takeaway: consistency isn't about hype or motivation. It's about systems, small wins, and persistence. Track progress. Recover quickly from slips. Embrace repetition. And embed habits into your identity. Quiet discipline. Over time produces extraordinary results. Chapter 11. How to make your habits permanent. Starting a habit is one thing. Keeping it alive for the long term is the real challenge. Most people fade after weeks or months. The secret isn't reaching a goal. It's continuous improvement and identity transformation. Habits stick when they become part of who you are, not just what you do. Key strategies. 1. Ditch the finish line mindset. Treat habits as identity, not short-term goals. Stop thinking, I'm doing this until X. Instead, I am someone who trains, saves, or is disciplined. Habits that define your identity are permanent. 2. Continuous improvement loop. Keep leveling up. Once a habit becomes easy, slightly increase the challenge. Small upgrades, more reps, longer workouts, deeper learning, keep habits alive and exciting. 3. Review and refine. Regularly assess your habits, monthly or quarterly. Ask, are these habits still serving me? What's slipping or needs tweaking? Adapt your routines to evolving goals and life circumstances. What's slipping or needs tweaking? Adapt your routines to evolving goals and life circumstances. 4. The Goldilocks rule. Motivation peaks when tasks are just challenging enough. Not too easy, not too hard. Adjust difficulty to stay engaged without burning out. 5. Avoid the success trap. Don't ease off after early wins. Progress is fragile. Continuous improvement is required. Success only lasts if systems that built it remain active. 6. Reflection builds mastery. Reflect on performance to grow. Identify what works, what struggles, and how to better align habits with goals. Reflection prevents autopilot behavior and keeps growth intentional. 7. The real reward is identity. The ultimate payoff of habits isn't outcomes. It's the version of yourself you build. Training develops a disciplined mindset, and saving builds control and confidence, and consistency builds resilience. Habits become automatic when they reflect who you are. Takeaway. Habits last when they are identity-based, continuously improved, reflected upon, and aligned with purpose. Growth never finishes, it evolves. When habits are part of your DNA, progress is no longer something you chase. It's something you live. Chapter 12, The Law of Least Effort. Success in habits isn't about willpower or forcing yourself to grind harder. Your brain is wired to conserve energy and naturally chooses the path of least resistance. The smarter approach is to work with this tendency, not against it. Key principles. 1. Law of least effort. Every behavior follows the principle. Humans gravitate toward the easiest option. Disciplined people aren't stronger. They've structured life so that the right actions are effortless. 2. Make habits easy. Remove obstacles that make good habits harder to do. Example, preparing your gym clothes and water bottle the night before makes working out the next day automatic. The goal isn't force, it's removing friction. 3. Reduce friction. Every extra step reduces the likelihood of action. Simplify your environment to make good habits convenient. Healthy eating, prepped meals visible. Reading book on nightstand, saving, automate transfers. 4. Increase friction for bad habits, make undesired behaviors inconvenient. Delete distracting apps. Put your credit card away. Turn off notifications, less access issues, fewer repeated mistakes. 5. Environment design. Your surroundings shape behavior more than goals. Set up spaces that nudge you toward the habits you want. Guitar on a stand, yoga mat out, healthy food visible. Discipline becomes a byproduct of smart design. Struggle. 6. Automation. The ultimate shortcut. Reduce decision fatigue. By automating good habits, recurring payments, meal deliveries, workout reminders, or habit tracking apps, automation turns intention into consistent action without relying on willpower. Key takeaway. Habits stick when you make good behaviors frictionless and bad ones inconvenient. Don't rely on motivation, rely on flow. Align your environment with your goals, and progress becomes natural. Success then feels like momentum, not effort. Chapter 13. The 2-minute rule. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's resistance. The 2-minute rule helps overcome that invisible wall by making the start of any habit so small that you can't say no. Core principle, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. The goal isn't to complete the habit yet, it's to start it. Beginning is the hardest part, and momentum naturally carries you forward. Key concepts. Master the art of showing up. Starting is the hardest step. Once you begin, the brain follows through automatically. Small starts trick your mind into action. The hardest part is simply to show up. 2. Psychology of small starts. Your brain forms habits based on identity, not just outcomes. 2 minutes of consistent action signals. This is what we do now. Over time, you're building the identity of a reader, a writer, a runner. Not just a single task. 3. Scaling up naturally, small actions serve as a launch pad. Tying running shoes, running a mile, opening laptop, writing 500 words, doing 1 push-up, finishing a full workout. Momentum grows naturally once starting is easy. 4. Overcoming perfectionism. Perfectionism is disguised procrastination. By starting small, you remove the pressure to be perfect and create a simple, repeatable habit. 5. Designing 2-minute versions. Examples. Exercise. Put on workout shoes, journaling. Write 1 sentence. Saving, transfer $5. Eating better, prep 1 fruit. Eating better, prep 1 fruit. Meditating. Breathe for 2 minutes. You commit only to starting. The rest follows. 6. From ritual to routine. The first 2 minutes become a ritual, a trigger that naturally leads to the full habit. Small actions anchor your brain to meaningful behavior. 7. Compound effect of small wins. Consistency outweighs intensity. Tiny daily actions accumulate like compound interest, steadily building momentum toward your goals. Key. Takeaway. If a habit feels overwhelming, shrink it to 2 minutes. Starting small builds consistency, momentum, and identity, making larger actions inevitable. Success isn't about effort, it's about showing up, even for 2 minutes, every day. Chapter 14, Make good habits inevitable, bad habits impossible. Most people fail at habits because they leave too much to chance, relying on motivation or feeling like it. James Clear emphasizes, your environment beats your motivation every time. The solution? Design your surroundings and systems so that good habits are automatic and bad habits are difficult. Key steps. Design systems, not wishes. Goals alone don't create results, systems do. Gym far away, easy to skip. Gym nearby and almost automatic. Junk food in plain sight, easy to eat. Fridge full of healthy meals, hard to fail. The idea, remove the choice to fail. 2. Use commitment devices. Lock your future self into better decisions. Examples. Prepay personal training sessions. And subscribe to meal prep services. Block distracting apps during work. Automate savings or investments. These prevent negotiation with your future self. The choice is already made. 3. Reduce your options for failure. Add friction to bad habits. Unplug the TV, store remote elsewhere, sign out of Netflix, block apps after a certain time. You don't need more willpower. Fewer opportunities to mess up are enough. 4. Make the right thing the easy thing. Convenience drives behavior. Healthy eating. Prep meals at eye level. And guitar practice, keep it on a visible stand. Productivity. Clean workspace, distractions out of reach. The easier the good action, the more automatic it becomes. 5. Automation. The secret weapon. Remove reliance on memory, energy, or motivation. Finance. Automate savings, bills, investments. Health. Meal deliveries, pre-book workouts. Productivity. Apps for focus, timers. Relationships. Scheduled check-ins. Automation locks in future success. 6. Don't just remove bad habits, replace them. The brain dislikes empty space. Give it a healthier alternative. Scrolling, reading, and late-night snacking, tea or water, smoking, walks, or chewing gum. Replace the habit, don't just remove it. 7. Build an environment that mirrors your identity. Your surroundings should reflect the person you want to become. Want organized. Workspace is clean. Want healthy. Kitchen supports it. Want successful. Surround yourself with high performers. When your environment aligns with your identity, discipline becomes unnecessary. Bigger picture. This chapter is about eliminating friction between your current self and your ideal self. Success becomes the default when your environment supports it. You're not relying on motivation. You're letting your systems do the work. Key takeaway. Stop trying to be stronger than your environment. Build an environment so strong that success happens naturally. Make good habits easy, bad habits inconvenient, and you'll stop relying on motivation because you won't need it. Chapter 15. the cardinal rule of behavior change. Humans are wired for instant gratification. Your brain doesn't care about long-term gains. It reacts to what feels good right now. That's why bad habits are easy and good habits are hard. James Clear calls this the cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Key principles. The problem with delayed rewards. Gym today. No instant abs.
And clean meal. No immediate weight loss. Saving. No instant wealth. Meanwhile, skipping the gym or eating junk gives instant satisfaction.
The brain naturally favors short-term pleasure over long-term gain. It's not weakness, it's biology. 2. Make the reward immediate. Attach a small, instant reward to your habit. Workout. Play your favorite song afterward. Save money. Visually track growth. Read instead of scrolling. Mentally reinforce progress. Immediate rewards teach your brain habit, pleasure. 3. Make bad habits immediately uncomfortable. Add instant cost to bad habits. Smoking. Bet a friend 100.
And junk food. Throw it away.
Procrastination. Public deadlines. Instant consequences create accountability and stop habits before they start. 4. Combat invisible progress. Early gains are often unseen. Track habits visually. Mark calendars, use apps, or stack cash. Celebrate showing up, not just results. This keeps motivation alive while compounding progress quietly. 5. Reprogram for delayed gratification. Train your brain to enjoy long-term success more than instant comfort. Focus on progress, purpose, and growth rather than short-term pleasure. Top performers crave the reward of building themselves, not fleeting comfort. 6.
Reward identity, not just effort.
Shift focus. I'm the kind of person who shows up versus I did it today. Reinforce identity, not isolated wins. Pride in who you are motivates consistent behavior automatically. 7. Use emotion in habit formation. Habits aren't built by logic, they're built by emotion. Make good habits feel powerful and rewarding. Workouts energizing. Eating clean about strength, having money about freedom. Emotional satisfaction ensures habits stick. 8. Punish the wrong direction and let discomfort signal wrong choices. Missed workouts, unhealthy eating. Pain becomes feedback and a compass, a tool to realign behavior toward your ideal self. The real meaning of reward. Reward isn't just pleasure, it's reinforcement. Make the right habits feel immediately valuable and the wrong ones immediately costly. Once your habits feed themselves, motivation becomes irrelevant. Final thought, behavior change isn't about brute discipline. It's about designing feedback loops. Good habits feel immediately rewarding. Bad habits feel immediately painful. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing progress. Eventually, what once felt like work becomes energy. Chapter 16, Sticking with Good Habits. Motivation isn't enough. Life will test you, and intentions alone crumble under stress, distractions, and fatigue.
James Clear highlights 2 critical tools that make habits stick.
Tracking and accountability. They turn fleeting motivation into lasting results. 1. Tracking habits. See progress, build momentum. Humans are visual. What gets measured gets managed. Tracking gives proof of effort and reinforces identity. Examples. Workout daily. Mark an X on a calendar. Write daily. Track word count or sessions. Eat healthy. Pick meals that meet your goal. Why it works. 1. Provides clarity. You know if you're keeping your commitments. 2.
Creates instant reward. Checking a box feels satisfying.
3.
Builds momentum. Streaks become self-reinforcing and the don't break the chain effect.
Seeing a streak motivates you to keep it alive. 2.
Accountability, your invisible force multiplier. Accountability keeps you honest even when motivation is low. Tell someone your goal, a friend, partner, or mentor. Join a group or community. Shared goals improve adherence. Hire a coach, someone who tracks your progress. Public accountability equals stronger results. Social pressure reinforces identity. Others see you as consistent, so you act accordingly. 3. Combine tracking plus accountability together, they're unstoppable. Track your streak and share it. Post progress in a group. Check in with someone after completing the habit. Feedback loop. Action. Track. Share. Pride. Repeat. This compounds identity and strengthens habits naturally. 4. Keep it simple. You don't need apps or complex spreadsheets. A notebook, wall calendar, or habit tracker works. Accountability can be a simple check-in or text. Visibility over complexity is what matters. 5. Accountability reduces excuses. Excuses. I'm too tired. I'll do it tomorrow. Lose power when someone else sees your actions. Accountability aligns you with your commitments and mirrors your identity. 6. Make it a habit, not a chore. Tracking and accountability aren't goals themselves, and they reinforce your habit. Check marks show consistency. Sharing progress shows reliability. Alignment with identity makes habits automatic. Consistency becomes inevitable. 7. Embrace imperfection. You'll miss days. That's okay. Tracking reveals slips, and accountability helps you correct quickly. Success is about minimizing the cost of failure, not achieving perfection. 8. Identity reinforcement. Every tracked action and accountability check strengthens who you are. Checkmark. I am consistent. Accountability conversation. I am reliable. Over time, habits become automatic extensions of your identity. Final thought. Motivation is fuel, but tracking is the dashboard, and accountability is the GPS. Do both consistently, and showing up becomes second nature. Unstoppable. Inevitable. Chapter 17. From good to great habits. By now, your habits are solid. You're consistent, disciplined, and results are showing. But good habits alone don't make you great. Advanced strategies do. 1. The plateau of latent potential. Most quit right before breakthroughs, and habits compound silently. Results appear later. Patience is strategic. Push through the invisible growth phase to unlock exponential results. 2. Systems over goals. Mastery comes from refining systems, not obsessing over milestones. Ask yourself, how can I make habits more efficient? How can I reduce friction? How can I push limits without burning out? 3. Habit stacking. Attach new habits to existing ones for momentum. Examples. After brushing teeth, floss one tooth. After coffee, review top 3 daily priorities. And after shower, 5-minute meditation. Stacking reduces friction and automates improvement. Master reflection. Analyze your habits. What works, what doesn't, and why. Reflection turns repetition into intelligent repetition, accelerating growth. 5. Goldilocks zone for growth. Progress happens where tasks are challenging but achievable. Too easy, boredom. Too hard, discouragement. Adjust difficulty strategically to stretch without breaking. 6. Optimize your environment. Advanced growth requires an environment that pushes you forward. Distractions. Surround yourself with high performers and place triggers to automate good habits. 7. Identity lock-in. Advanced habits are identity-based. You act like the person you want to become. Exam. You train not because you should, but because that's who you are. Identity reinforcement removes reliance on willpower. 8. Small habits, massive impact. Atomic habits still rule. Tiny actions compound into extraordinary results. Examples. 1-page day. multiple books, year. Saving a few dollars day, serious wealth. 5-min practice day, mastery, in skill and avoid all or nothing. Progress doesn't require perfection. Miss a day? Adjust, don't quit. Persistence, perfection. 10. Push beyond comfort strategically. Challenge yourself without burning out. It's sustainable growth. Push. Recover. Push again. Habits are deliberate, not frantic. Final thoughts. This chapter bridges consistency to mastery. Good habits yield results. Advanced habits transform you into someone unstoppable. Secret. Do smarter, deliberate, incremental improvements. Discipline plus strategy, compounding small wins, it's so extraordinary impact. Chapter 18. Play to your strengths. Not everyone is naturally gifted in every area, and that's fine. Success comes not from forcing yourself to be good at everything, but from aligning habits with your natural strengths. 1. Talent isn't everything. Talent sets potential. Habits determine your trajectory. Average talent plus exceptional habits. Natural talent plus inconsistent effort. Focus on building your baseline and growth through consistent actions. 2. Identify your strengths. Look for what feels effortless but produces results. Ask yourself, which tasks energize me? Where do I naturally excel? Habits built around strengths are easier to maintain and multiply results. 3. Build habits around strengths, not weaknesses. Avoid forcing habits in weak areas. It creates friction and burnout. Habits aligned with strengths act as power amplifiers for growth. 4. Continuous improvement. Strengths and habits still require deliberate refinement. Identify small areas to improve. Experiment, track, and adjust. Compounding advantage grows here. The weakness leverage trap. Don't waste energy fixing all weaknesses. Exam. A writer hires a designer instead of learning design. Writing strength drives growth. Focus on amplifying what you're naturally good at. 6. Habits multiply talent. Habits compound talent over time. Consistent effort beats natural ability without discipline. 8. Atomic habits amplify what you already do well. 7. Align identity with strengths. Ask, who am I becoming and where am I naturally suited to excel? Habits plus identity plus strengths equals maximum efficiency and mastery. 8. Compounding advantage. Strengths-focused habits create a feedback loop. Improve at what you're good at. Produce better results faster. Pre-feed identity. Or strengthen habits. Easier growth. This compounding effect multiplies long-term success. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Don't fight your nature. Work with it. Identify strengths, build habits around them. Refine through practice. Let compounding action amplify results. Excellence comes from leveraging what you do best consistently. Chapter 19. The Goldilocks Rule. How to stay motivated in life and work. Let's be real. Motivation isn't a constant. Some days you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days you can't even get out of bed without scrolling your phone for an hour. That's normal. James Clear introduces a principle called the Goldilocks Rule, and it's the secret to staying motivated consistently. The rule is simple. Humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are just the right level of difficulty. Not too hard, not too easy. It's not rocket science, but most people ignore it, and that's why motivation fades so quickly. 1. The psychology behind the rule. Here's what happens in your brain. Tasks too easy. Boredom. Your brain doesn't care, so you procrastinate. Tasks too hard. Anxiety. Your brain resists, so you avoid the challenge. Tasks just right. Flow. Your brain is fully engaged, and motivation skyrockets. Flow is that magical state where time disappears, focus is laser sharp, and you feel unstoppable. That's where the Goldilocks zone lives. 2. Find your optimal challenge. The key to using this rule is matching your effort to your skill level. If you're too advanced for the task, make it harder, add constraints, increase speed, or raise the stakes. If you're struggling, break it down into smaller, achievable steps. It's not about comfort. It's about stretching yourself just enough to grow without burning out. Example, working out? Increase weight gradually so it challenges you but is still doable. Learning a new skill? Start with fundamentals, then progressively tackle more complex problems. Writing? Start with 300 words if 1,000 feels impossible, then build from there. Motivation thrives when your brain feels both challenged and capable. 3. Small wins matter. Motivation isn't just about big breakthroughs. It's fueled by small wins along the way. Each completed task gives your brain a dose of dopamine, reinforcing your progress. Consistent small wins create momentum, making even difficult habits feel achievable. That's why tracking progress, from Chapter 16, is so critical. Every visible win keeps you inside the Goldilocks zone mentally, even when the overall goal feels far away. 4. Avoid the too comfortable trap. Many people fail not because they're lazy, but because they plateau in comfort zones. Your skill level rises, but your challenges stay the same. The task feels boring. Motivation drops. The Goldilocks rule tells us you must constantly recalibrate the difficulty of your habits. Push harder as your skill grows, or risk stagnation. Growth isn't static, it's dynamic. Your habits need to evolve with you. 5. Avoid the too hard trap. The opposite problem is trying to leap too far. A new habit seems overwhelming. Progress feels impossible. Motivation collapses under pressure. The solution? Chunk the habit into manageable pieces, then build gradually. It's the same principle behind the 2-minute rule, Chapter 13. Start small, then scale naturally. The Goldilocks zone is all about balance, a challenge that stretches without breaking you. 6. Why motivation comes and goes. Motivation isn't magic. It's a biological signal designed to help you respond to the right level of challenge. Too easy, bored, brain disengages. Too hard, stressed, brain avoids. Just right, energized, brain rewards action. The smarter you are at designing your tasks around your skill level, the less you'll rely on fleeting motivation. You'll stay in flow consistently. 7. Mastering motivation in life and work. Here's how to apply it in real life. 1. Adjust difficulty constantly. Tasks should grow as your skills grow. Track progress. Small wins reinforce motivation and keep you in the Goldilocks zone. 3. Seek stretch challenges. If something feels too easy, raise the bar. 4. Chunk overwhelming tasks. If something feels impossible, break it down. 5. Mix routine with novelty. Keep your habits challenging enough to engage your brain. Motivation isn't about forcing yourself. It's about engineering your tasks to naturally pull you forward. 8. Motivation plus habit equals unstoppable momentum. The Goldilocks rule works best when combined with all the other principles we've covered. Atomic habits. Small, consistent actions that compound. Identity-based habits. Acting like the person you want to become. Tracking and accountability. Visibility and reinforcement. Try a 2-minute rule. Lowering friction to start. Put them together, and you create a system where motivation isn't required. It's built into the way you operate. Put them together, and you create a system where motivation isn't required. It's built into the way you operate. Final thoughts. Motivation isn't a mysterious force you need to chase. It's a response to challenge matched to ability. Your job is to stay in the Goldilocks zone. Tasks that are just challenging enough to engage you without overwhelming you. Do this consistently, and you'll never rely on fleeting willpower again. You'll naturally stay engaged, energized, and moving forward in work, life, and personal growth. Chapter 20. The Habits Scorecard. Review, reflect, refine. Building habits isn't enough. Without reflection and adjustment, habits can plateau or drift off course. James Clear introduces the Habits Scorecard, a system to systematically evaluate and optimize your routines. 1. Why reflection matters. Habits without review equal directionless effort. Reflection lets you double down on what works, spot weak habits before they grow, optimize your system for efficiency. Think of it as auditing your life. Clarity drives improvement. 2. The Habits Scorecard. List all daily behaviors and label them: positive, negative, neutral. Example: positive, workouts, writing, reading. Negative, social media scrolling, junk food. Neutral, brushing teeth, commuting. Awareness alone is a game changer. You can't improve what you don't measure. 3. Review regularly. Habits evolve. Reviews keep you aligned. Weekly, small adjustments, sticking to schedule. Monthly, spot trends. Quarterly, check long-term alignment with goals and identity. 4. Ask the right questions. Which habits had the most impact? Which habits drained energy or added no value? How can habits be made easier or more enjoyable? Are my habits aligned with the person I want to be? Adjust without guilt. Habits aren't permanent. Tweak, remove, or strengthen as needed. Reflection is course correction, not punishment. 6. Leverage tracking. Combine scorecard plus tracking for objective insight. Data like streaks, frequency, and duration reveal which habits compound and which stagnate. 7. Focus on systems, not just outcomes. Don't chase results blindly. Evaluate the system that produces them. Strong systems cause consistent, identity-aligned results. Weak systems, even the best goals fail. Continuous improvement mindset. Habit review is about incremental progress, not perfection. Cycle, do, track, review, adjust, repeat. Tiny, consistent tweaks compound into massive long-term growth. 9. Identity check. Ensure habits reflect your desired self. Actions should reinforce identity, not contradict it. When habits align with who you are becoming, motivation becomes automatic. Final thoughts. And habit building is ongoing, not a one-time event. Scorecards and regular reflection prevent plateaus, amplify growth, and ensure your habits support the person you want to become. Chapter 21. How to stay on track for years. Lifelong habit mastery. Building habits is one thing. Maintaining them for decades is another. This chapter is about long-term survival strategies, the tactics that turn short-term doers into lifelong achievers. Think in terms of years, not days. Success compounds over time. One day or month doesn't matter, decades do. Ask, what can I do today that makes my future self stronger in 1, 2, or 10 years? What can I do today that makes my future self stronger in 1, 2, or 10 years? 2. Habit stacking becomes lifestyle. Habits are no longer tasks. They define your identity. Examples. You don't just train, you are consistently disciplined. You don't just save, you are a deliberate investor. Embed habits so deeply that skipping them feels unnatural. Avoid burnout with strategic recovery. Long-term consistency. Smart pacing, not relentless grind. Build in rest days, mental breaks, and lighter periods. Adjust intensity based on life changes. Recovery is part of the system. 4. Optimize your environment. Environment is your lifelong ally. Remove friction for positive habits, increase it for negative ones. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and systems that reinforce your routines. Identity over motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Identity is enduring. Identity-aligned habits persist even when motivation fades. Example: you don't need motivation to brush your teeth. Habits tied to identity operate automatically. 6. Plan for plateaus. Growth slows. It's normal. And anticipate plateaus, tweak habits, and add incremental challenges. Celebrate small wins. Compounding continues quietly. 7. Use reviews to stay on track. Regular reflection, Chapter 20, is critical for long-term consistency. Spot decay in habits before it becomes a pattern. Make adjustments proactively, not reactively. Leverage compounding habits. 1% daily improvements lead to exponential growth over years. Focus on incremental, sustainable gains, not short bursts of effort. 9. Accountability at the long-term scale. Even experienced habit builders benefit from accountability. Communities, mentors, or partners prevent subtle slippage. Accountability shifts from fear to strategic reinforcement over time. 10. Identity reinforcement over time. Remind yourself who you are and who you want to become. Every habit and streak feeds your identity. Identity becomes the engine for decades of consistent behavior. Habits feel natural, not forced. Final thoughts. Long-term success in systems, reflection model, identity, environment. Habits become lifelong allies when embedded deeply, reinforced consistently, and compounded over time. The goal isn't weeks or months of effort. It's decades of deliberate, unstoppable action. Chapter 22, Avoiding Common Habit Mistakes. How to make results stick. Building habits isn't the hard part. Keeping them long-term is. Many people invest weeks or months in routines, then slip back into old patterns. This chapter highlights the most common traps and how to avoid them. 1. Relying on motivation alone. Motivation is unreliable. It comes in waves. Willpower fades. Systems endure. Build automatic behaviors that don't depend on feelings. Rule, systems, motivation. 2. All or nothing thinking. Missing a day doesn't mean failure, and progress is about returning to the habit immediately, not avoiding slips entirely. Rule, consistency, perfection. 3. Ignoring environment design. Your surroundings shape your habits. Make good habits easy, bad habits hard. Example: remove junk food, eliminate distractions, surround yourself with people who reinforce success. Rule: environment is habit leverage. 4. Overcomplicating habits. Start small and simple. Start small and simple. Complexity kills consistency. A habit must be easy to start and repeatable. Rule: simplicity scales. Not tracking progress. Without tracking, you lose clarity. Slips go unnoticed. Momentum stalls. Simple trackers or scorecards provide visibility, accountability, and reinforcement. 6. Confusing goals with systems. Goals is direction. Systems are what get you there. Focus on processes, not distant outcomes. Weight loss, book, money. Rule: build systems. Don't obsess over results. 7. Neglecting identity. Habits without identity fail. Example: I want to run versus I am a runner. Identity is the silent driver. Habits aligned with who you are become automatic and unstoppable. 8. Being impatient. Habit mastery takes time. Plateau of latent potential, 17, is normal. Patience is strategic endurance. Compounding works quietly over time. 9. The 4 pillars of lasting habits. 1. Identity alignment. Habits reflect the person you want to become. 2. System design. Make good habits easy, bad habits hard. 3. Incremental progress. Tiny improvements. Compound. 4. Reflection and adjustment. Track, review, and tweak systems continuously. Combine these and you create a self-sustaining habit ecosystem. Motivation is optional. Results become inevitable. Final thoughts. Most people fail not due to lack of discipline, but predictable mistakes. Relying on motivation, overcomplicating habits, ignoring environment. Neglecting identity, quitting too early rule for lasting results. Make habits automatic. Align habits with your identity. Track, reflect, and adjust. Think long-term, key takeaway. Build systems, not reliance on luck or willpower. Align habits with your identity, keep them simple, track and refine, and let compounding take over. Long-term results stick when executed consistently. Chapter 23. How to design habits that stick forever. This chapter is the culmination of everything in Atomic Habits. It combines identity, systems, environment, reinforcement, and compounding into a foolproof framework for lifelong habit success. The 4 laws of behavior change. The foundation for all habits. 1. Make it obvious. Design triggers in your environment. 2. Make it attractive. Pair habits with positive rewards. Make it easy. Start small. Reduce friction. 2-minute rule. 4. Make it satisfying. Reinforce with immediate feedback or visible progress. Master these, and habits become automatic. 2. Identity at the core. Habits stick when they reflect who you are, not just what you want to do. Example, I am a reader, instead of I want to read more. Identity alignment minimizes willpower reliance and makes habits natural. 3. Habit stacking and environment design. And habit stacking. Attach new habits to existing routines. After brushing teeth, 5 push-ups. After morning coffee, review top priorities. Environment design. Make good habit cues unavoidable. Hide bad cues. Habits persist even when motivation dips or life gets messy. 4. Tracking and immediate feedback. Use habit trackers, streaks, or checklists. Use habit trackers, streaks, or checklists. Immediate feedback reinforces identity. I am consistent. I follow through. Visibility prevents unnoticed drift and small failures from compounding. 5. Start small, then scale. 2-minute rule applies at all levels. An example, writing a book, 2-3 sentences day, meditation, 1-minute day, and small habits build momentum, reduce resistance, and compound into big results. 6. Make habits attractive and rewarding. Pair habits with enjoyment or immediate rewards. Your brain responds to near-term feedback more than distant outcomes. Attractive habits are easier to repeat consistently. 7. Anticipate obstacles and design fail-safes. Life is unpredictable. Prepare for disruptions. Set defaults. Pre-decide responses to missed days. Minimum viable habits. Even on bad days, do the smallest version to keep momentum. Reinforce identity. I don't give up keeps habits alive long-term. 8. Use reflection to evolve habits. Regularly review. Alignment with identity. Efficiency. Desired outcomes. Reflection ensures habits grow with you and stay relevant. Habit scorecard from Chico 90. 9. Combine compounding and patience. Tiny, consistent improvements lead to massive results over years. Be patient. Progress may be invisible initially, Plateau of latent potential, Cheo 17. Identity-based systems sustain habits even when motivation dips. 10. The ultimate habit formula in practice. Identify your desired identity. 2. Break it into atomic habits. 3. Design cues and environment. Make it obvious and easy. 4. Make habits attractive and satisfying. 5. Track and review progress. 6. Adjust, scale, and evolve habits. 7. Be patient and trust compounding over time. Follow this formula and habits become automatic, rewarding, and unshakable, shaping both your behavior and your identity. Final thoughts. Habits aren't just actions. They're identity, environment, systems, and reinforcement working together. Consistency and alignment turn habits into extensions of who you are, carrying you through life's challenges, plateaus, and changes. Key takeaway. The ultimate habit formula: identity plus systems, environment, compounding. Apply it consistently. And habits aren't just actions, they define your life. Chapter 24, Breaking Bad Habits. Inverting the formula. Once you've mastered building good habits, the next step is eliminating destructive behaviors that undermine your progress. James Clear shows how to invert the 4 laws of behavior change to make bad habits fail automatically. Invert the 4 laws. To break a habit, flip each law and make it invisible, remove triggers. 2. Make it unattractive, highlight downsides. Make it difficult, increase friction. Make it unsatisfying, add immediate consequences. Success comes from structure, not willpower. 2. Remove cues. Bad habits are triggered by cues: notifications, environments, moods, actions. Delete distracting apps. Avoid keeping junk food at home. Stay away from tempting situations. No trigger. Habit struggles to survive. 3. Reframe the habit. Make it unattractive by focusing on negatives: health consequences, junk food, obesity, low energy. Then social financial costs: scrolling, wasted time. Identity mismatch. This isn't who I want to be. Desire drops when the habit feels deeply undesirable. 4. Increase friction. Harder habits die faster. So keep cigarettes out of reach. Online shopping. Remove saved cards. Procrastination. Move phone away while working. Effort works against automatic destructive behaviors. Add consequences. Immediate feedback strengthens habit breaking. Accountability partners. Financial or social penalties. Self-monitoring and visible tracking. Humans respond more to short-term feedback than distant results. 6. Substitute, don't just suppress. Replace bad habits with neutral or positive alternatives. Snack cravings, chew gum, or take a short walk. Mindless scrolling. Read a page of a book. Keeps your brain engaged without sabotaging goals. 7. Understand the habit loop. Every habit follows a loop: cue, craving, response, reward. Disrupt any part of it to weaken the habit. Cue, avoid triggers. Craving, recognize what you're really seeking. Response, redirect action. Reward, replace with healthier outcome. 8. Role of patience. Breaking bad habits is gradual. Relapses are normal. Return immediately. Each attempt weakens the habit's grip. Persistence compounds over time. Small, steady erosion beats short bursts of willpower. 9. Identity reinforcement. Bad habits thrive when tied to undesired identity. And I'm lazy of procrastination. I'm weak-willed, overeating. Shift identity. I am disciplined and in control. A habit inconsistent with your identity becomes unsustainable. Final thoughts. Breaking bad habits isn't about force or guilt. It's about structure, perception, feedback, and identity. Steps to eliminate destructive habits. 1. Make it invisible. 2. make it unattractive. 3. Make it difficult. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Substitute positive alternatives. 6. Reinforce identity. 7. Practice patience. Done consistently, bad habits crumble, leaving room for growth and freedom. Chapter 25. Habit Mastery. Putting it all together. This chapter is the culmination of everything in Atomic Habits. It's the ultimate blueprint for turning knowledge into unstoppable, long-term action. Habit mastery isn't magic. It's systematic, identity-driven, and compounding over time. 1. Habit mastery isn't magic. Success isn't luck or willpower. It comes from consistently combining good habits, bad habit elimination, identity alignment, environment design, tracking by reflection, so small improvements, mastery, its principles applied in harmony. 2. The complete habit ecosystem. Think of habits as an interconnected system. Identity, who you are and want to become. 2. Atomic habits. Small, manageable actions reflecting identity. Environment, physical and social context that supports habits. 4. Feedback loops. Tracking, small wins, reflection. 5. Compound growth. Incremental improvements over time. 6. Resilient strategies, fail-safes, habit review, flexibility. Success is about alignment, not perfection. 3. Identity-driven habits. Habits become extensions of your identity. I exercise. I am fit and disciplined. I read daily. I am a lifelong learner. I save money. I am financially responsible. Identity alignment makes consistency effortless. 4. Compound momentum. Mastery grows slowly at first, then accelerates. Small daily improvements, 1% better, compound across years. Momentum affects multiple life domains: fitness, finance, skills, relationships. Patience plus consistency equal inevitable, lasting results. 5. Environment and systems rule. Even masters rely on systems, not willpower. Good environment triggers habits. Bad habits are blocked. Automatic routines reduce decision fatigue. Systems carry you. You don't need to push every day. 6. Continuous reflection and adjustment. Track habits, review monthly, quarterly. Make small adjustments before problems snowball. Refine for efficiency, relevance, and alignment with goals. Habits must evolve with your life to stay impactful. 7. Breaking bad habits completes the cycle. Habit mastery is some creation plus elimination. Break destructive habits, inverted 4 laws. Replace them with positive alternatives. Align everything with your identity. Hidden weaknesses won't undermine progress. 8. The mastery mindset. Focus on systems, not outcomes. Embrace small, consistent progress. Accept plateaus and setbacks without guilt. Life changes. Habits survive stress, travel, work shifts. Mindset ensures long-term sustainability. Putting it all together. Daily approach. Example of a habit master's daily routine. 1. Morning routine aligned with identity. Exercise, journaling, learning. 2. Environment structured for productivity and minimal distractions. Stack small atomic habits to build momentum. 4. Track progress with visible cues and small wins. 5. Daily reflection, tweak systems, celebrate victories, identify slip points. 6. Fail-safes and backup habits for bad days. 7. Reinforce identity. I am consistent and show up. Over months and years, this compounds into lifelong results. 10. Final takeaway: habit mastery isn't heroic willpower or overnight change. It's about Identity-aligned habits. Systems that enforce success automatically. Reflection, tracking, and small adjustments. Patience and compounding habits become the architecture of your life, shaping who you are, your performance, and your results. Key takeaway. Mastery equals systematic, identity-driven, and compound-focused. Build atomic habits, eliminate bad ones, design your environment, track progress, and refine continuously. Over time, this gold standard of habit mastery transforms your life effortlessly and permanently. Thank you for listening.